Now, after Michelle makes the swing vote, obviously she's going to feel extremely bad. Basically, kind of a what have I done? She's either going to see how angry Paul is or how heartbroken and basically feel bad that she's the one that caused pain. And part of it is going to be because of the fact that she considers herself a religious person, but the other part of this is considered the fact that God is considered the fact that she knows that odds are this is going to have repercussions if she was to make the merge. Um, so come the next episode, we find out a twist. For the first time in Survivor history, um, we're going to have a double tribal, which means only one tribe is going to win immunity. Survivor Australia already did this, but threw in the stupid twist of both tribes being at the same tribal. Hopefully, to God, we don't repeat that. Actually, what am I talking about? We shot this before Australia, so that's not even the case. But now, I say this for one reason. At 14, I have Sunday. Now, obviously, I see her as more of a medivac, and because while she seems like a nice person, no one's gonna vote her out. But something about Survivor First, as someone mentioned, Jeff likes saying, for the first time in Survivor history, we're doing this. So I can see this happening. Now, on Vavua, where Sunday is on, I basically see it like, okay, it's an easy vote originally. Ken, Lucy, and Sunday probably going to vote out Zeke, or probably going to vote out Figgy. What I see happening, though, is Sunday kind of feeling like I could actually see this happening. Sunday feels remorse, like, no, I don't want to vote them out because they feel like my kids. Like, I would feel bad taking them out. Someone like Ken or Lucy, both of them seem like real D-bags. Basically, it's like, what are you talking about? This is the game. You vote someone out, you stay with the numbers. It's common sense. But Sunday's letting her emotions get the best of her. So then Ken and Lucy go off to the side, have a conversation, and basically it's like, okay, so we get rid of Sunday, and basically have that be the liability. Thinking to themselves, okay, if the other tribe is also 3-2, 3 Gen X, 2 Millennials, a Millennial is going to go from there. So they're thinking to themselves, at least on Vavua, do I get Zeke or do we get Figgy? Who's more likely to flip? And the backstabbing comes from Zeke. Zeke's basically like, okay, I'm game to play. Figgy was originally like, okay, the Gen Xers are bad, they're acting like a-holes, but Zeke's basically like, no, I came here to play. So Sunday's out. Then at 13, we have the second tribal council, which is Takali, which is the two millennials, Will and Taylor, versus 3 Gen Xers, Chris, Cece, and Jessica. Now, once again, easy vote, right? And this time, all 3 stay the same. None of them have any problems with each other. Cece and Jessica may have had a minor fight with each other, but that was probably before the tribe swap. Probably long forgotten. What I see happening, though, is Will pulling out an idol. We know at the very least there's going to be 2 idols. I mean, it's basically Survivor 101. There's going to be 2 idols, one on Takali and one on Vavua. Whether there's going to be one on Ikabula, not sure. But the point is, I see Will finding the idol within the first 2 or 3 episodes. Basically, whoop, pulls it out. First vote, Will, or first vote, Taylor. Doesn't count. Second vote, doesn't count. Third vote, doesn't count. The Gen Xers basically see their plans shattering. And all you see is a blindside. Chris, 1 vote left. 6 person voted out Chris. And basically they're pissed off. And both Cece and Jessica's going to be like, why Chris? Of course they're going to be kind of indebted because it's like they just basically used their idol and saved them. But at the same time, it's kind of a, why Chris? Our tribe's going to suck now. And I see Taylor basically weaseling it out, being like, just explaining to them, if the tribe swap was to come at 12, which, spoiler alert, I don't have it at 12, but if the tribe swap was to happen at 12, Chris would be the friggin' individual threat. He would win immunity every single time, and Jessica would be kind of wary, but Cece would be like, okay, like, oh, I see where you're getting at, and basically all is peaceful from there. I see a tribe swap at 11, which means we have to go through one more immunity challenge and one more tribal. All of a sudden, bam, Takali wins. Bam, Favua wins. And we're back to square one with Ikabula going back to tribal. With a 2-2 swap, 2-2 battle with Michelle and Michaela on one side for the Millennials and Paul and David for the Gen X. Now, David and Michaela are already bonded. That's plain and simple, based on the Justin blindside. But what I see is Paul and Michelle kind of basically... Michelle still feels bad about Justin. Like, Paul has not been the same. Or he's at least been more of an asshole. And Michelle's trying to make it better. So, what I see is actually this time Michaela steps up, goes up to Paul, and basically says, look, if you get rid of Michelle, who was already the swapper, she proves that she can go wherever the wind blows. The Gen Xers will have the numbers. And if you guys promise it, and straight out says it in front of David, if you two protect me, I'll offer up Michelle, and you guys will have the numbers coming into the swap. Coming into the merge. Done deal. That's music to Paul's ears, because all he cares about is numbers. Bam, Michelle's gone at the last pre-merge boot at 12. So, just to catch you up, Final 11 is from Tribe 1, Zeke, Figgy, Ken, and Lucy, who at this point were kind of friendly, but they basically were waiting for the merge. Like, the Lions are there, but at the same time, they're not. Tribe 2, which is Will, Taylor, Cece, and Jessica, who is a strong 4, ever since Will basically saved them. And then on Tribe 3, you have Michaela, Paul, and David, who is kind of a strong 3, but more a strong 2, as Paul is still in the outs. Because whether they want to align with Paul or not, or Paul is already thinking about switching back to, like, Ken and Lucy, it's like Paul is basically the swapper. Because of one reason and one reason only. He still doesn't like David. So what I see happening is everyone's basically gonna be everyone thinks, okay, 7 Gen Xers, 6 Millennials. The vote's gonna be simple. And hell, odds are what they're thinking is probably Michaela will be the easiest vote because she was the last Millennial on Ikabula. What I see happening though is Paul going up to Michaela. No, not even Michaela. Paul going up to the other Millennials and saying, look, actually, no, wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, why am I thinking 7, 6? It would be 6, 5, sorry. My math was a little off. Blech. But basically going up to the other Millennials, which would be Zeke, Will, Figgy, and Taylor, and basically being like, look, David has to go. This is how he was acting on Ikabula. He's already gone to Michaela. If you guys can somehow bring her back to your guys' side to vote David, it's going to be a blindside. Now, at this point, Michaela is probably thinking about voting. I don't know who the original plan was. Maybe probably Ken or Lucy, because like I said, the first tribe was completely loose. There was no ties at all. And at that point, Michaela basically agrees and makes a move on David. David looks at her shocked, but basically was like, okay, I'll see what you're doing. Cross with David. 10 left. Now, we're at a 5-5 battle with 5 Millennials, 5 Gen X, and at this point, Paul and Michaela are actually the swing votes. Because what ends up happening is the strong four are basically four strong: Will, Taylor, Cece, and Jessica. Ken and Lucy see Cece and Jessica basically being them, and basically goes back up to Zeke and Figgy. You gotta remember, Zeke is the schemer, and Figgy's just kind of, she's there, but she's not there. And basically it's like, look, we don't like each other, you don't like us, we don't like you. But we gotta agree one thing. These guys have gotta go, or else they're gonna control the game. Zeke basically says, okay, done deal. Now, this leaves Michaela and Paul as the swing votes. And they're thinking to themselves, okay, at this point, who's the biggest threat? They basically side with Tribe 1, which means one of the strong four is about to go. And at that point, you're thinking to yourselves, okay, we could easily go after Cece or Jessica because they basically turned their backs. And then, or someone could go after Taylor because he's just being a complete jackass. But in the end, it's a 6-4 vote on Will, because at some point, and I'm gonna say right at the merge, someone on that tribe is gonna stupidly say Will pulled out the idol on Chris, and all of a sudden, red lights are gonna, or red sirens are gonna go off on everyone's head. Basically, be like, no, he's gonna be a threat. And also at this point, as we've seen in his bio video, he can be a bit of a jackass, or a cocky son of a bitch, where he's like, oh, I'm gonna show these old folks how it's done, I'm gonna make them look like fools. I wanted to say so badly that he was an Eric, where